Welcome back to the channel. If you have been watching the automotive market for the last 18 months, you know exactly what is happening. We are seeing a collision of high interest rates, rising MSRPs, and a consumer base that is frankly exhausted. You are not just looking for a car, you are looking for financial protection. You are terrified of depreciation, you are skeptical of the market adjustment games dealers play, and you simply want to know, is this vehicle a safe place to park my $40,000 or $50,000? Today, we are dissecting the 2026 Honda Passport. And I'm going to be very direct with you. The marketing for this vehicle is dangerous. Honda has pivoted this SUV to a born wild identity. They want you to see it as a Toyota 4Runner fighter. But if you walk into a dealership believing the hype without understanding the numbers, you are walking into a value trap. We are going to strip away the adventure aesthetic and look at the cold, hard engineering and financial data to answer the real questions. Is the 2026 Honda Passport reliable? What is the real cost of ownership? And most importantly, which trim level protects your wallet? Let's start with the financial context. This is not just a refresh, it is a fundamental reimagining of the vehicle intended to capture market share from the Jeep Grand Cherokee and Toyota 4Runner. But this shift has created a complex landscape of price premiums. Our analysis shows a significant divergence in value across the trims, RTL, TrailSport, and TrailSport Elite, and we have identified specific Blackout packages that serve as a primary vector for diminished return on investment. Before we even look at a trim level, we need to understand the platform, because this is where your money is actually going. The 2026 Passport utilizes Honda's global light truck platform. This is critical. Unlike many rugged crossovers that are just sedans with plastic cladding, this architecture is shared with the Pilot, Ridgeline, and Odyssey. This imbues the two-row Passport with the structural rigidity of a larger, heavier vehicle. The spec sheet indicates that lateral rigidity in the rear has been increased by 50% and torsional rigidity by 8% compared to the outgoing model. Why does that matter to your bank account? Because a stiffer chassis means fewer rattles and squeaks as the vehicle ages. It means the suspension components don't have to work as hard, which translates to long-term durability. If you are the type of buyer who keeps a car for 10 years, this structural integrity is your baseline for value. Now let's talk about the powertrain, because this is a massive differentiator in the 2026 market. While competitors like the Ford Edge or the new Toyota 4Runner are downsizing to turbocharged four-cylinder engines, Honda has retained a naturally aspirated 3.5-liter V6. This is the J35Y8 engine, producing 285 horsepower and 262 pound-feet of torque. For the "Is the 2026 Honda Passport reliable" crowd, this is generally good news. No turbos means no wastegate rattles, no turbo seal leaks, and less thermal stress on the engine block. However, there's a hidden cost here that you must budget for. Unlike many modern engines that use a timing chain, this V6 retains a timing belt. Let's run the math on that. This belt requires replacement typically every 7 years or 100,000 miles. That service, which usually includes the water pump and tensioner, will cost you between $1,200 and $1,500. If you plan to own this car for the long haul, that is a mandatory maintenance balloon payment you need to factor into your cost of ownership calculator right now. The transmission is also new for the Passport. The previous 9-speed is gone, replaced by Honda's in-house 10-speed automatic. This unit has a lower first gear for better launch and a taller top gear for highway cruising. It is paired with the second-generation IVTM4 all-wheel drive system, which is standard on all trims. This isn't the slip and grip system you find on a Subaru Outback. This system can send up to 70% of torque to the rear axle and then distribute 100% of that torque to either the left or right rear wheel. So we have a solid mechanical base. Now we need to navigate the trim levels explained, because this is where buyers are going to get hurt. The lineup starts with the RTL, with an MSRP of $46,200, including destination. Honda might want you to think of this as the base model, but for the pragmatic buyer, the RTL is the value king. Here is the reality the brochure won't highlight. The RTL gets the exact same 285 horsepower engine, the same 10-speed transmission, and the same advanced torque vectoring all-wheel drive system as the top-tier Elite. You are not getting a detuned powertrain. You are also getting standard leather-trimmed seats, heated front seats, and a power tailgate. The secret weapon of the RTL is its suspension tune. The RTL uses a specific setup prioritized for on-road comfort. It has stiffer stabilizer bars, 25 millimeters in the front, which keep the vehicle flat in corners on the pavement. It also rides on 18-inch shark gray wheels with standard all-season tires. Let's do some fuel economy math. The RTL is rated at 19 miles per gallon city and 25 miles per gallon highway. If you drive 15,000 miles a year with gas at $3.50 a gallon and you average that 22 mpg combined, you are spending $2,386 a year on fuel. Keep that number in mind. Now compare that to the TrailSport, which starts at $49,900. That's a nearly $4,000 premium. What are you paying for? You're paying for the hype. The TrailSport is the volume and image leader. But to be fair, for 2026, it does have legitimate hardware. The suspension is physically different. It has unique spring rates and damper tuning, and crucially, a thinner front stabilizer bar, 24.2 millimeters, to allow for more wheel articulation off-road. It also comes with General Grabber ATX all-terrain tires. These tires are legit. They are 3-peak mountain snowflake rated, which means they are legally classified for severe snow service. If you live in a northern state, this saves you the $1,000 cost of buying dedicated winter tires. That is real value. However, you pay for it at the pump. The TrailSport is rated at 18 city and 23 highway. That drops your combined average. Over 5 years of ownership, that difference in fuel economy combined with the higher rolling resistance and the cost of replacing those more expensive all-terrain tires adds up. And here is the base model reality check regarding the interior. The RTL gives you genuine leather. The TrailSport, despite costing $4,000 more, switches to a combination of synthetic leather and fabric. They call it rugged. I call it a cost-cutting measure disguised as a feature. Speaking of the interior, let's address a common issue with these rugged interiors. While the synthetic leather is durable, owners often report that these materials can trap heat and feel sticky in the summer compared to perforated genuine leather. Plus, the center consoles in these modern Hondas are magnets for scratches. If you toss your keys or phone in that cup holder area, it is going to look thrashed in 6 months. That's why I always recommend picking up a custom-fit console cover or organizer. It protects that resale value and keeps the rugged plastic from looking cheap. Now we have to talk about the biggest scam in the 2026 lineup, the Blackout packages. You'll see the RTL Blackout or TrailSport Blackout on the dealer lot. These packages add approximately $1,200 to $1,500 to the MSRP. What do you get? You get 18-inch gloss black wheels, black badges, and black lug nuts. That's it. From a financial perspective, this is a hard avoid. The functional difference is zero. You're paying over $1,000 for paint. Furthermore, those gloss black wheels are notoriously difficult to keep clean, and they show scratches the moment you look at them. If you really want that look, you can buy black badges for $50 and get your wheels powder-coated for half the price of the factory package. Do not let the dealer talk you into financing a $1,500 sticker package that adds zero residual value to the car. Then we have the TrailSport Elite. This is the new flagship, starting at a staggering $53,900. It pushes the Passport into territory occupied by true luxury vehicles. It adds the Trail Watch camera system with tire placement views, a Bose premium sound system, and perforated genuine leather seats with ventilation. The Elite also adds acoustic laminate front-side glass. This is a big deal for road noise. If you're doing long highway road trips, the Elite will be significantly quieter than the standard TrailSport. But is it worth $54,000? Let's look at the competition. The Toyota 4Runner is the elephant in the room. Dealers are pricing the Passport TrailSport as a direct 4Runner competitor, but these are different animals. The 4Runner is a body-on-frame truck. It has a solid rear axle and a low-range transfer case. If you want to go rock crawling, buy the 4Runner. But for 95% of you, the Passport is the better vehicle. The Passport is a unibody. It demolishes the 4Runner in ride quality and interior packaging. However, the most dangerous competitor is sitting right next to the Passport on the Honda lot, the Honda Pilot. The Pilot TrailSport sits on the exact same platform, has the same engine, and offers a third row of seats. And often, because the Pilot has been out longer, you can find incentives on it. A Pilot TrailSport is often priced within $1,000 to $2,000 of the Passport TrailSport. Unless you specifically need a shorter vehicle to fit in a small garage, the Pilot offers objectively more utility for the money. If a dealer tries to charge you a $5,000 markup on a Born Wild Passport, point to the Pilot sitting next to it for sticker price. That's your leverage. So let's talk about buying advice and the don't overpay strategy. First, invoice pricing. Based on the MSRP, we estimate the dealer invoice on an RTL is around $43,900, and on a TrailSport it is around $47,400. Your target good deal price should be as close to these numbers as possible. However, since this is a new launch, early adopters in the first 3 to 6 months are going to face MSRP or even markups. My advice? Wait. The initial newness hype will fade in about 60 to 90 days. Once inventory stabilizes, dealers will be more willing to dip into their holdback to move units. Second, leasing. The Passport has historically enjoyed high residual values. This is your friend. A high residual lowers the depreciation portion of your lease payment. However, check the money factor. That's the interest rate on the lease. If Honda isn't subventing the rate, meaning if they aren't offering a special low rate, the high residual might not be enough to save you. Third, interest rates. In this market, do not walk into the finance office without a pre-approval from a credit union. Dealers are allowed to mark up the interest rate by up to 2% as profit. If you walk in with a 6% offer from your bank, they have to match it or lose the profit. If you walk in empty-handed, you might leave with an 8% loan, which costs you thousands over the life of the note. Finally, let's summarize the verdict. The RTL is the smart buy. It's the pragmatic choice for the realist buyer. It has the street tune for better daily driving, better gas mileage, and it saves you $4,000 up front. The TrailSport is a legitimate option, but only if you're actually going to use the tires and the skid plates. If you just like the look, you're paying a lifestyle tax for higher fuel costs and a noisier ride. And the TrailSport Elite and Blackout trims? These are the profit centers. The Elite enters a price bracket where you could be buying an Acura MDX or a Grand Cherokee 4xe, and the Blackout package is simply a donation to the dealership owner's boat fund. The 2026 Passport is a capable, well-engineered machine. The chassis stiffness and that V6 engine are serious selling points. But don't let the Born Wild marketing distract you from the math. Stick to the RTL, negotiate off the Pilot's inventory, and protect your equity. If you found this breakdown helpful, make sure you subscribe for more no-nonsense financial analysis of the car market. I'll see you in the next one.